April 19th edition of Newswatch, I'll bring the latest on the renovations coming to the Story City Outlet Mall.
And I will have a story on Senator Duckworth's return to the Senate floor.
I will have our sports update, including a preview of the Iowa State golf team's future schedule.
Today was absolutely gorgeous. We were in the 50s, it was sunny, and will this continue? I'll have more for you later. Newswatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the final edition of Newswatch for the semester. I'm Cournoyer.
And I'm Josh Lamberty. Thanks for joining us tonight. A scary moment this morning as a vehicle crashed into a senior center in Des Moines. Shortly after 11 this morning, police say that a driver mistook his gas pedal for the brake and his vehicle entered the building that houses the Polk County Central Senior Center. 2 women reported minor injuries. One was taken to a local hospital. The driver of the vehicle is an elderly Des Moines resident, and he suffered no injuries. The crash caused significant damage to the building. No other information is available at the time.
Iowans with transitional health insurance plans will be able to keep their policies for another year. Transitional refers to any health insurance policy bought after the Affordable Care Act was passed, but before Iowa insurance exchanges were set up in 2014. Iowa insurance officials say at least 38,000 Iowans have these type of insurance plans. Officials are allowing plan holders to keep their policies because switching now could possibly make many drop insurance altogether. According to Iowa Insurance Commissioner Doug Amon, if plan holders switch to the ACA, they would see rate increases anywhere from 100 to 400%.
It's time for a facelift. The old Story City Outlet Mall that shut down some time ago may be getting a new life, thanks to a Des Moines development company. The Ames Tribune reports that Des Moines-based Accurate Development will purchase the property and turn it into office and retail space. The purchase cost $500,000. This decision comes after a new football stadium proposal was denied back in February. We'll have more stories after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Newswatch on ISU TV.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back to Newswatch. After a long winter, spring seems like it's finally here. But with all of the snow this spring, forecasters expect minor flooding across the state. The National Weather Service issued a warning earlier today for the Cedar River, which is nearing flood stage at 88 feet. The river is expected to crest 18 inches above flood stage on Tuesday evening. Tourist Park in Cedar Falls is likely to be affected. Minor flooding is also expected in Mason City, Rock Rapids, Spencer, and Cherokee.
After Southwest Airlines Flight 1380 made an emergency landing in Philadelphia, comments are surfacing that the airline has sought additional time to inspect engine fan blades, like the one that snapped in Tuesday's engine failure. The manufacturer of the CFM 56-7B engine recommended additional inspections within 12 months following an engine explosion on a 2016 Southwest flight. Southwest opposed this recommendation, saying they needed more time to conduct the work. The FAA is proposing additional mandatory inspections, and the NTSB is also continuing their investigation of the emergency.
Just 10 days after giving birth, Senator Tammy Duckworth is back on the Senate floor, but this time with a +1. Duckworth brought her newborn baby girl Miley with her just a day after the Senate passed a new rule allowing newborn babies on the Senate floor. The Democratic senator says she proposed the historic rule change to help bring the Senate into the 21st century. Duckworth served in the Iraq War, losing both legs in combat, and is the first sitting senator to give birth while in office. Of course, newborn baby Miley followed Senate floor dress code, wearing a duckling onesie underneath her blazer.
A Minnesota prosecutor will not file charges in Prince's death in 2016. Carver County Attorney Mark Metz said that there is evidence that the musician was taking a common painkiller, not a counterfeit pill containing the fentanyl that killed him. Metz also said that there is no evidence that any of Prince's associates knew about the fentanyl. The doctor who was accused of illegally prescribing an opioid for Prince agreed to pay $30,000 to settle a civil lawsuit. But because of the lack of evidence, federal prosecutors say that the investigation is now inactive unless other information arises.
Beyoncé did more than just entertain at this year's Coachella Music Festival. Being the first Black woman to headline the event, some say Beyoncé also educated those in the audience. Her performance paid homage to her Black American roots and the history of African Americans. Beyoncé created her own HBCU, historically Black college and university. On stage, fraternity brothers and majorettes joined her in a mock probate, a coming out ceremony for members of the Greek community at HBCUs. The singer is known for celebrating her heritage through her music and performances, such as her 2016 Super Bowl halftime performance. After President Trump ordered a missile strike on Syria last week, the U.S.-led campaign to eliminate the Islamic State from Syria has stalled. U.S. warplanes continue to bomb eastern Syria, but ground operations have slowed. The U.S. has 2,000 troops in Syria, aiding Arab and Kurdish fighters against ISIS, even as President Trump resists deeper U.S. involvement. While it is unclear if he will move forward with this decision, the president has said that he is eager to withdraw completely from Syria, whose civil war has spanned a great humanitarian crisis since World War II. The rape and murder of an 8-year-old Muslim girl in India gained little attention when she was found in January. 3 months after, the little girl is finally getting justice. Last week, police charged 7 men, 4 of which were police officers, and 1 juvenile in the girl's death. Many see religion as a prime reason why the men targeted Asifa, since religious tensions and nationalism have been on the rise under the conservative government of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It is unknown at this time when the men will be prosecuted. Next, we will have our weather update for Iowa. Don't go away, you're watching Newswatch.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
I'm meteorologist Hannah Messier. Tonight it is going to be a bit cooler and foggy because of that cold, but tomorrow very similar to what we had today in the 50s, and it was sunny. This weekend though, it will be a little cloudier. However, we do stick with the 50s. Right now though, it's 50 in Des Moines, 54 in Kansas City, and 53 in North Platte. Here in Iowa, it's 43 in Creston, 50 in Des Moines, and 32 in Mason City. So at freezing towards the northern portions of Iowa. Right now, though, we have a clear sky. A few clouds did come in this evening. However, not too much going on right now. Tomorrow morning, though, we see out in the Rockies, we do have a low pressure system that's causing some snow and rain showers. This low pressure system makes its way into Nebraska and Kansas. This means that we're going to get some clouds here in Iowa because of that system tomorrow night. However, other than that, Iowa seems to be in the clear. Friday morning, it'll be a gorgeous walk out to class tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the clouds do start to roll into western Iowa from Ames into Sioux City. This ends up turning into a full state cover by Saturday morning, and then we have the chance of rain showers in Lamoni on Saturday morning and some rain showers to our west. Now, for tomorrow, our highs are going to be in the 50s, 55 in Manchester and 54 in Eldora. Also 50s in the south, 59 in Burlington and 59 in Ottumwa. 58 in Creston, 59 in Bedford. And up in the northwest, it is a little bit colder in the 40s, 46 in Sioux Rapids and 45 in Okoboji. Now, tonight, again, we're going to see a mostly clear sky, which means it'll be a bit cooler. We're going to get down to 25 degrees tonight, which means you're probably going to want to close up your windows. Then we'll have some fog as well for your commute tomorrow morning. If you have to drive, make sure you watch out for patchy fog. However, the fog moves out as it's burned off by the sun for tomorrow. The high will be 56, so even warmer than it was today. With a mostly sunny sky, winds are going to be low as well, coming out of the southeast at 5 to 7. Now, over the course of the next week, we're going to slowly heat up. We're heading finally towards spring. I mean, it's only the middle of April. So 56 tomorrow, 56 on Saturday as well. Sunday, we could even get into the 60s. 60s stick around on Monday. Tuesday, we have a slight chance of rain, but the 60s stay. The only day next week so far that isn't going to be in the 60s is Wednesday, and it's only going to be 58 degrees. And look at these overnight temperatures. We don't hit below freezing overnight after tonight, so that is something to look forward to. You are watching Newswatch, and we'll have more for you after the break.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Hannah Allen. The Iowa State softball team heads to Texas this weekend to continue Big 12 action against Texas Tech. The Cyclones have played 43 of their first 46 games on the road. We wish good luck to the Cyclones against Texas Tech this weekend. The Iowa State track and field team is split up for 3 different meets this weekend. 2 of the meets will be in California and the other one will be in Texas. The Cyclones are participating in the Brian Clay Invitational, the Cardinal Classic, and the Michael Johnson Invitational. The number 23 ranked Iowa State women's golf team is heading to Dallas, Texas tomorrow for the Big 12 Championship. The Cyclones have placed in the upper half of the Big 12 Championship for 8 straight seasons. Last year, they placed second. Erin Popovich, the wife of the San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, passed away yesterday. Erin was 67. She and Greg were married for 40 years. The San Antonio Spurs will face the Golden State Warriors tonight at 8:30 for Game 3 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Greg Popovich will not coach. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Popovich family. In other NBA news, Joel Embiid will return tonight for the Philadelphia 76ers. The All-Star center missed the past 7 games after suffering an orbital fracture. The 76ers are currently playing the Miami Heat. They are in the 4th quarter. We'll have more after the break. You're watching Newswatch.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.